So if you've ever been to visit the North Carolina Maritime Museum in Beaufort, one of the first things that's going to jump out to you almost literally when you walk into our lobby is going to be the front half of a great white shark that we have on display in our lobby. And one of the reasons that a shark plays such a key feature in our exhibits is one of those opening aspects of our museum is because sharks play such a key aspect in our environment and even our culture and history in North Carolina. And this has a lot to do with just how many sharks are out there. I had a great saying one time from a visitor, and she said that she was asked by a few people about whether there were sharks in the water, and she said she was told to test the water for a shark. All you had to do was jump in, get a mouthful of water. If it tasted salty, there's a shark in it. And the joke there is simply because if it's salt water, you probably have a shark of one species or another hanging out in it. What you need to take note of is the fact that less than 10% of the identified sharks species are actually dangerous to humans. You're going to see they come in all shapes and sizes, all levels of aggression, so they're not always something to worry about. That being said, if you see a shark, give it its space, don't assume anything, and probably leave the water until they've moved on their way. But we have in the world identified over 400 different species. 50 of those species have been identified as occurring off of the North Carolina coast, which is pretty awesome. And only about 28 of those species, though, you'll find within the continental shelf, so closer to shore. So we see about 28 species from, like I said, within that continental shelf. So we have a large variety that occur here in North Carolina, which is pretty cool. Now, when studying sharks or talking about sharks with visiting students, there's two features that stand out to students the most, and one of those are their teeth. So sharks have this really cool adaptation with their teeth, whereas humans only have two sets of teeth throughout our whole lives. Our baby teeth, which fall out, and then our adult teeth move into place. And if we were to lose our adult teeth, that would be the end of teeth for us. We don't have another set of teeth that move into place. Whereas sharks have an almost unlimited supply, where they'll lose a tooth and they always have another set ready to move into place. A great white shark can lose up to 30,000 teeth in their whole lives. And they can have at any given time about 300 teeth inside their mouth. And that includes the sets that are kind of hanging out behind the current set ready to move into place. So if you ever get the chance to take a look at a shark's jaw, you're going to see that they have layers of teeth kind of going back. And that includes those teeth ready to move into place as those front teeth start to fall out. The second feature that stands out about sharks is their very sensitive sense of smell, where they can, for example, a lemon shark is able to sense 1 part per 25 million. This means that you could put 1 drop of blood in a tub of 25 million drops of water and they'll be able to sense, or I guess it would be like 24,999, but 1 drop out of 25 million, that's kind of like 10 drops of blood in the average pool, or 1 part per million in the Olympic size pool. Now, to really help you wrap your mind around how sensitive a shark's sense of smell is, or how good it is, I found these statistics here where they say that it's the same as finding 1 inch in 16 miles. So imagine having a 16-mile long road and having to find 1 inch out of that, or even visually having to just identify one, let's say, red inch on a 16-mile road, or 1 minute in 2 years, having to identify 1 minute in 2 years, or 1 cent in $10,000. Those numbers really help put it in perspective, at least for me and some of my visitors, how great a shark's sense of smell is. So our experiment today, the two that I'm going to be presenting to you, help the students, or even you, compare your sense of smell to that of a shark to see how well a human's nose measures up. Now, I give you 2 different versions of this experiment. We have the more basic version, which is one that I would recommend for either students kind of 4th grade and under, or if you have a very limited 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes with older kids to do this. What I refer to as the extension or the extended activity is one that I would recommend for students that are 4th grade and above, more middle school and high school, and you have a little bit more time to go in depth with it, because it does have quite a few more steps than the more basic one. I do want to acknowledge that the extended activity is one that I've adapted and used that was posted by, gotta make sure my finger goes in the right direction, the University of Hawaii, and this is a link to their, to the original extended activity if you want to go there and see their full write-up on the activity. It is a great activity and one that obviously I recommend. So for the more basic experiment, for those younger kids or the quicker one, what you're going to need are paper cups. You're probably going to need about 3 paper cups. I only have 2, obviously, and you're going to want paper towels. And I list here lemon juice or another scent, because you want to get a scent that is kind of strong and one that the kids are going to be familiar with, and hopefully one to identify. I use those little scent bottles that you can get for infusers at the store. So I use like peppermint because that's something that would be familiar to them, but lemon juice works, tomato juice works. And for the extended activity, you're still going to need cups. You're going to need about 8 of these paper cups. Again, you're going to want a marker because you're going to be numbering those cups. Tap water, tablespoon, teaspoon, something to mix with. You could use the tablespoon or teaspoon to mix with, but if you want something separate, and tomato juice and lemon juice. Those are going to be your 2 cents for that experiment. So let's jump into our basic experiment. So this includes 4 different steps. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your paper cup, take your paper towels, press your paper towels up, and put one inside each cup. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to put a small amount of scent on only one of the paper towels. So only one cup will have a scent inside of it. Now, we put the paper towels inside the cups so that all 3 cups look identical, so they can't visually look at the cup and figure out which one has the scent in it. And also so that whatever you're using as the scent does not spill out and, stink up your whole room. So what you're going to do is first you're going to take your 3 cups, right side up, and you're going to present it to your student, and you're going to challenge them to use their noses smelling the cups and figure out which one has the scent inside of it. This should be fairly simple since the cups are right side up and there's nothing really impeding their ability to smell it. Next challenge will be flip the cups upside down, put it on the table, kind of mix them up, and then see if they can once again smell the cups even though they're upside down now. On the table, and see if they can figure out which cup is going to have the scent in it. Now this will be a little bit difficult because you've now mixed it up so the scent's a little bit more mixed up in the room, but it adds a little bit more to that challenge, and it opens up the chance to discuss in the way how there's not only one scent in the ocean, there's going to be thousands or millions of scents that the shark's going to have to kind of dig through to find that one scent that they're really looking for. So it kind of gives you that opening to talk about how busy the ocean really is in the way of scents, in the way of sounds, in the way of movement. So you have the cups upside down. If they're doing pretty good with that, what you can do is sometimes as kind of an extension is I'll put let's say peppermint in this cup, lemon juice in this cup, and nothing in that third cup. Mix them up, and then I'll have the kids have to figure out which one is peppermint and which one is the lemon juice. Adds an added bit of a challenge there. Or you can take the scented cups and hide them somewhere in your room, and then they have to use their nose to hunt for the fish that is hidden in the room and giving off that scent. You can also do a time challenge if you're hiding the cup in the room somewhere. You can do a time challenge and make it so that the kids are kind of competing against each other or as teams. There's a lot of great extensions here, but it really gets them to get a feel for what it means to be finding things and identifying things with their nose, similar to how our shark friends are being asked to do that or doing that out in the ocean. Now, as I said, the extension activity is a little bit more involved. You're going to have 8 of those cups, once again. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your marker and you're going to write on each of the cups, 1 through 8. You're going to each cup 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cup number 1 will get nothing in it at this point. Cups number 2 through cups number 8 will get 6 tablespoons of water. Boom, right into the cups. What you're going to do with cup number 1 is you're going to put 4 tablespoons of the tomato juice and 4 tablespoons of the lemon juice in there and mix it together. Now, tomato juice and lemon juice work great because the tomato juice has a can represent the blood that the prey might be putting out, the fish might be putting out, and the lemon juice, other oils or liquids that prey animal might be putting out as well. So you've got the tomato juice and the lemon juice there representing the 2 potential scents that the prey animal will be putting out. So cup number 1 is pure juice, just tomato and lemon juice mixed together. What you're going to do now is you're going to take 2 teaspoons out of cup number 1, the pure juice, and put it into cup number 2. Cup number 2 should now have 6 tablespoons of water and 2 teaspoons of the juice mixture from cup number 1. Go ahead and mix it together, and you're going to now take 2 teaspoons out of cup number 2 and put it into cup number 3. So cup number 3 now has 6 tablespoons of water and 2 teaspoons of the juice mixture from cup number 2. And you're going to do this all the way down the line. Take 2 teaspoons out of 3, put it into 4. Take 2 teaspoons out of 4, put it into 5. Go all the way down. Cup number 8 will not get any of the juice mixture. That one will be pure water. So cup number 1 and cup number 8 are kind of like your control cups, where it's cup number 1 will be pure juice and cup number 8 will be pure water, but 2 through 7 will have varying levels of the juice mixture in there. And what you're going to do now, and mix it well so that before you transfer it over, so that you're as close to keeping it purely mixed as possible. And what you'll then do is set up the cups in a line. It's up to you whether you're going to do, well, I'd say do it in order, 1 through 8, and you're going to have your students then smell each cup and see at what point they can no longer smell or sense the juice in the water. And they can document that as well. And what's really cool is I do have it here, University of Hawaii put this together, which is a table that shows, over here, sorry, how much juice is in each cup when we do it this way. So for example, cup number 2 is 1 part in 10, all the way through cup number 7, which is 1 part in a million. If you remember from the earlier slide, we were saying that a lemon shark is able to do, I think it was 1 part in, I think it was 25 million. Normally by cup number 7, they can no longer sense that or smell that tomato juice or lemon juice in the cup. So that really gives the student a feel for how much more advanced that shark sense is than that of a human's. You can also do more of an extension on this in that you have them also look at the cups and in the water and see what they can visually tell just by looking at it. What difference does the water look like? What difference does the smells look like? Also, you can also talk about the implications of how the world for a shark is very much experienced through their noses and through their sense of smell, whereas the world for humans tends to be much more a visual one. So comparing and contrasting the 2 different species right there. But there is our extended shark activity. So they can compare that sense of smell a little bit more detailed than that more basic one where they were kind of running around the room. You can do both of them. That works as well. So I appreciate your time, and I hope that if you do choose to do this activity, please feel free to send me pictures or any feedback that you might have on the activity. But I hope you have a great day, and this is your opportunity to learn a lot about this sharky sense of smell.